Medical disclaimer. The content of this video is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition, and always get proper treatment for serious medical conditions. Legal disclaimer. Use only legal measures to combat the virus and cooperate with government officials, first responders, and healthcare workers to make the coronavirus a thing of the past and create a perfect society ASAP. Use common sense, logic, and help your fellow humans if necessary, also to lower the risk of being vaccinated mandatorily ourselves and to end the pandemic as soon as possible. The objective of my videos is not to slander people nor to incite or trigger people, but to do the opposite, exposing it when people are wrongly accused, and to create universal peace, world peace, or just peace on earth. People are innocent till proven guilty in the court of law. One who knows of evidence must testify, not to convict anyone without a fair trial. Greetings, sphere beings, greetings, supreme being. We are all the human race, our common enemies, death. Welcome on Genuine News. I'm Ulrich Hoffman, and this is the broadcast how to make a super breathable pantyhose mask. Hoe maak ik een super ademend masker? Mondkapjesplicht. So in the Netherlands, in the supermarket, from the 1st of December, there is the mask rule, basically. More about that in my previous broadcast, why masks are neither effective nor safe. It's covered by me and many other people now. Yesterday I was in my coffee shop to buy some hash, basically, weed, for which I have a doctor's prescription. And they said that I was not allowed inside without a mask. But they were kind enough to supply me with a mask. So I still have it in my coat. If this mask that I'm going to attempt to create, isn't good enough. This is the pantyhose that I'll be using. Any Rolfie. It is a trademark body control. 2010. 4648, biggest one I could find in black. So let's unpack. Put it back in the box so that I can unpack it for you all here on YouTube. It's a box opening. Okay, so this is the pantyhose, and we can see that these legs, basically you want to use the thin part and make sure to get one that's super breathable, not a thicker one. I went back with another one that I had bought, it was too thick. And that's the whole idea, to have a mask that is super breathable for people that cannot wear masks, etc. Because they have a medical condition and then still they may be refused from the public transports. And well, the idea is making a mask that fits like this. But we can already see that this is basically not broad enough. If I stretch it, it's made out of lycra. Like this, then it would work. But we have two legs. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to cut it like this so that it becomes broad enough to fit over our face. Then it should be super thin. So what will I need for this operation? Only scissors. The idea is I use probably the smaller scissors to cut the ears, basically. So it will have to be pretty big. Let's see, from ear to ear, like so. And then I will also cut this through over here like so, in the lengthwise. Now if you all can see this. So I'm just gonna demonstrate how I'm gonna cut it. First I start with this thicker stuff is also usable if you want a really thick mask. But I'm just gonna cut off a leg. Let's see if it is as broad at the bottom as it is at the top, or if it's smaller. At the bottom it's definitely, watch out. Let's see, top like this, top of each other. Well, it may be about the same length basically, but since I cannot use the pantyhose anymore, I can just cut it off here like this. And I use the big scissors for this operation. I cut the lycra this away. Okay. So this is what it looks like when it's cut. Curls up a little bit. And it's not really ripping, so that's marvelous. So now I'm gonna cut off a piece from ear to ear. That's the exact length that we want it to be. Of course, it may be stretched a little bit so that it stays on, basically. It will have to have some stretching going on. So this is one ear. And the other ear. So I'll cut it about here with a little bit extra play. Perhaps it's best if I cut it like so. Cut it straight. So it helps to press these blades together. So when cutting, the idea is grabbing it with these fingers and pulling the blades towards you basically, and the thumb pressing so that it's pushing away from you basically, and then the blades are closer together than this way basically. Hear the difference. Then it cuts better. Okay. So now I should have my piece ready. Was it this side or the other side? It's easy to recognize because at the bottom this is the other side, so I can make two masks out of it, actually, out of one leg. So yeah, it's not broad enough. So now I'm gonna want to cut it down the middle. This has to be done kind of straight as possible basically. So let's see if we can manage. First gonna do this like so. Let's put it on the table. Okay. And I'm thinking perhaps it's better to use a knife, sharp knife, when it's on the table, and it's nice and flat. I can show you that. So let's think about it. Well, I can just leave it on the table and use the scissors anyway. So I'm gonna put it like this, lengthwise, and then cut on one side. Just oh, that goes very nicely. just pulling it along the scissors. Voila. And now we can make it extra broad. So this is an ideal thin veil-like mask basically. And if I put this on, like so, and from a distance it really looks like a normal mask. And of course I can make two of them, and then I can put them over each other. So you can't look through it anymore, but it will still be super breathable. Anyway, let's start with one and then see how they respond when I go into the store with my new pantyhose mask. Alright. So now I'm gonna cut in the ears basically. Cut in the ears. So make a hole in my ears, which I can pull this mask through. Okay. So I'm gonna cut holes in the pantyhose to put my ears through. So then I'll have to look how that looks. Well, one lady has twisted it basically. So what I can do is just make holes somewhere in the middle, perhaps that's best. A little bit of stretching is to be going on. Perhaps I should just make them in the middle, and then I have to check where exactly. Well, just near the outer end, leaving some room basically. So I'm gonna make one right here. So that's just a little bit from the outer end of the thing. Let's say over here. And perhaps I use the smaller scissors for this. And perhaps also make it round so that it doesn't rip. So really just a tiny slither has to be taken out. We can see the lines of the lycra. I can first test if it's sufficient to just cut one hole like this. Perhaps it needs to be made stronger with something, stitching or whatever. But I'm hoping that this lycra doesn't rip and that it will be sufficient like this. So we'll cut some of this like so. That's one. On the other side, to make it a bit rounded to decrease chances that it starts ripping. That's the idea. Just a little bit. Alright. Thread. Okay. So here we have it. This is for my left ear basically. It's the amount of space I'm giving it from the outer end. Okay, and at the other end we do the same thing. At exactly the place just about in the middle. So it's a little bit closer to that side, okay. So then I begin cutting about here. Ooh, it's a wrong cut. Okay. Hopefully that'll be alright. Better always better. I can still cut off a part perhaps. This is really not as good as the other side. Let's see, it's just over my ear here. Like so, it's a bit not stretched enough. So what I'm gonna do is stretch it a little bit and look. Like this is where the hole should be basically. So I'm gonna cut another one. That will be better, I think. So that's because of the extra length that I've chosen. At the beginning I made it a bit too long, the mask. And now I can cut that part off. So now the second try. Alright. And the other thing people can do is use a pre-made mask. I got this one for free with my health food store. So there are lots of people, there are lots of people that might be giving out masks for free. Gratis mondmasker, het gezond en wel. Yeah, people can use that to cut the shape, etc. But this is, I think, very cool already. But I'm looking for a way to put this a little bit tighter, basically, like so. And perhaps we could solve that by wearing the mask the other way around. Let's give that a try. One ear, 2 ears. And then of course it's variable. So you can make the hole wherever you like. And cut off the stuff that is flappy. So I could cut it off at the bottom here. Just cut it along my face like that. And then the other way is making the holes in different areas. And then twisting it. How did they do that? This way, and then a twist. Let's see. So, like this, twisting. And on the other side also twist. And flip. Okay. Well, I don't think that is as nice as the other method. So then I can test this at my store, at the grocery store, to see what they say about my mask, if this is good enough. It should be. There are no mandates for the particulate, what do they call it? Particulate size. So it doesn't have to have a certain thickness or anything like that. Super breathable. I also have a GVS ellipse mask, P3 filter mask, a NBC gas mask, and an N95 mask. And I've talked more about the particle size, etc., because the variants are about 200 nanometers in size. And I think I might make it even tighter. How much stretch? Well, it can handle quite a bit of stretching. So I can just make a third hole basically somewhere. To make it a bit tighter. So that could be a bit just put that. So I can cut off this. This is way too long. So I'm just gonna round it a little bit. See. Okay. So now shaping the mask. So then this is what it would look like, basically. Let's see if that's visible. So we have one hole over there, one hole over here, ears. I don't think this is the best way. Some light. So that's a lot of light, basically. Let's see if I can reflect it somehow. So I'm thinking about how to get this to, well, one idea is just cutting it off, of course. So this here. Just cutting this. But another idea is to leave that. And especially the top has to be kind of pulled to keep it over the nose also. That it doesn't fall off. But it's very light, so like this it will probably stay on. Keep on. Yeah, I think I'll cut off the bottom to make it look more like a real mask. And this will make it better. Oh, then I have have to watch out with the ears also. I made the ear a little bit too big. Well, then I might leave it on this one, and I might make another one. I can use this one for the size, and then I would make it a little bit tighter, because it also makes breathing easier when it's folded double and unstretched. Then it's still impeding breathing a little bit, I think. So yeah, let's see if I can make another one. And then I have to make the ears a lot smaller. I'll cut it the same way I did the previous one. Lengthwise, it's very easy to cut. The outer end is a bit. What did they do to the outer end? It's closed. Closed. Well, just cut it in half, of course. So this might be a little bit stronger. This side I might cut it off also. It's double, perhaps. Okay, so this side is less curly. So use this side. Very tight. So I'll cut ears here and here. I'll check again. Yeah, well, just near the top, because it has to be pulled pretty tightly over the nose. So I'll make a smaller ear hole than the previous one. So, and then I'll stretch it so it will be exactly the right stretching strength. It helps to be unshaven when doing this procedure. So, stretch, stretch. So the other one is going to be all the way over here, also near the top. So it only needs to be a pretty tiny hole. This hole for the ear. See this? Alright. Okay, great. And now I'm just going to cut off all the stuff that I don't need with the big scissors, I guess. So that you don't cut your chin. Perhaps it's best if I make small holes with the small scissors. So don't stretch it when doing this. I want it to be exact right length. So that's a bit too long. Let's see. Cut like this. Well, let's just do it like this. I'd rather make it a bit too long. It's sort of mirrored. Easy. So it's better to mark where I want to cut it. I have to use some kind of white paint. Perhaps I can mirror the image. Help, perhaps. Horizontal. Like so. Well, let's see. In here, mark. there. Okay. So now I'm gonna cut this here to there. Perhaps it's best to put it on the table. And just cut a line a bit diagonally to the ear. Just small scissors, because we're not following the thread basically. So that looks like this on one side. It's, okay. I can cut that straighter later. And from here to there. Voila. Perhaps you can also use this as a sleeping mask. And now the idea is fold it double. Over here it is about the right length. So I'm gonna cut this side the same as this side by folding it, if that works. So and simply cut it. Same length. Something like that. Side very well. And then I could cut off this flappy thing. It's a bit curly near the chin. Top side has to be over the nose, obviously. So I hope I didn't make it too small. But I don't think so, I think it's exactly right. So over here it has to stretch enough so that near the nose it doesn't fold double, etc. Okay. Cut off this piece also. Time for the doctor to go to work. Okay. 2 super breathable masks in 42 minutes. But now you know how to do it. I think it will be a lot faster. So I first had to see how it handles and if this works well. So that's it for now. Hope you all enjoyed the show. I'll take it off, of course. Yeah, it's still not pleasant having it on my face. And of course it will impede breathing a tiny little bit. And it's also an idea to first wash the thing to avoid pulmonary fibrosis, etc. I've covered the 2 boys in China that died while wearing masks during gym class, and some other articles that are more critical of mask wearing. So check it out on this channel, Genuine News. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this important video. Kiss for single ladies who would like one. And see you all next time on Genuine News. I'm Ulrich Hoffman. May peace be with you all.